I got back from the Navy and the mission, then I met her at the dance, weekly Saturday night dance. And that did it.
That did it.
And how long did we date? Like?
A couple of years.
A couple of years.
Oh, these dances, they had them every Saturday night down in the old social hall. It's behind the tabernacle that's now the city offices. And anyway, you didn't have to have a date to go to those dances. Everybody just went.
So how old were you at this point?
Well, he was just home from his mission. He was about 26 or 7.
Yeah, I'd been on a mission and I'd been in the Navy, so I was an older character.
And by then I'd been to the U for 1 year.
Okay.
So I was about 18. And
But
so-
most of the BYU students, the male ones, then were veterans. So we were an older generation, even at BYU.
That makes sense.
And we had a lot of fun with the younger girls. So anyway, they used to have combined dances with Beta Pi and Delta Phi.
I never went to any of those.
No, because she went to the University of Utah. It was a financial arrangement, I think. Anyway, we finally got together. It was in Provo to the wedding reception of a girl I had dated. And that was our first real date, was going to their reception.
And I remembered that reception really well because there was a really fancy soprano there saying, "Oh, promise me." So,
You were in love.
well, no, it's just that it was such an outstanding performance. I never forgot it.
Oh wow.
Well, it was a nice reception.
Can you tell me about your first kiss? Like, do you remember like planning it or thinking, "Ooh, I want to kiss her"?
I don't know, we were kissing all the time. I don't remember the first one. It must have been on our first date.
Okay.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, what was it?
Oh, it might have been 2 or 3. It was when we were still in Heber that summer.
Oh, okay. Okay. That makes sense. But you were kissing all the time, huh?
No, we weren't.
Well, we found out it was fun.
Love it.
What happened? That first year after I'd been to the university 1 year, then I came home that summer, and that's when we met at the dance. And he started arriving periodically in his brand new Ford that he wanted to show off. It was a nice car, and it was a green Ford, just like I'm still driving.
Oh, really?
1952 Ford, brand new.
And
Nice.
so he'd come and pick me up on Sunday afternoons, and we'd drive up Daniels Canyon and Strawberry. And then when school started in the fall again, it was kind of a unique arrangement because he had graduated from BYU, and I was still going to the U. And we ended up living just a few blocks apart because Aunt Alice's house was on 4th Avenue, and he had an apartment in a house that was at the far eastern end of 4th Avenue. There were some steps that went down into what was called Memory Grove. So anyway, we were pretty solidly dating by then. Well, speaking of money, Vern was a school teacher. So that year he was teaching school at South High, was it?
It's long been torn
It was
down.
a junior high, wasn't it?
It was then, yes. But it
Anyway,
had been South High.
so anyway,
They built the new South High, this became a junior high.
So anyway, he was trying to make enough money to pay for my ring and pay for his apartment and his car. And he had a second job at Interstate Motor Lines. He did it. What kind of a job did you have have an interstate.
Oh, I was a typist. I was such a good typist by then.
So that pretty well wrapped up all of his evenings, and so we didn't go very much anywhere. I don't think it was discussed, do you?
No, it just fell into place.
Do you remember what you loved about her the most when you decided to marry her?
Well, yeah, she was a gorgeous creature.
No, that's not what he tells other people. He tells them he thought I was a rich cattleman's daughter.
That too, but that was a joke.
So what do you remember about him that you fell in love with? Like, what was it that first made you fall in love with him?
He asked me to marry him. And I asked my mother, what shall I do? And she said, anyway, my father thought he was too old for me. My mother thought that he would be a good, stable companion.
And how did you propose to her? You went up the
She turned
canyon.
me down.
Yeah.
I did not.
Well, she postponed the answer until a week later, and then I forgot to ask her again, so she brought it up.
So wait, when did you drive up the canyon? Like, when did that
Christmas Eve.
happen? Okay, that was Christmas Eve. Okay.
Yeah.
And I had a beautiful blue velvet dress that I made. And it was a really special occasion.
She always looked good.
I was fat. Anyway, so...
And she still does.
Oh, thanks.
She's the best looking
Old hag and Heber.
female at our ward.
Oh, she's not.
And the oldest, not the oldest now, but there are 2 or 3 old ladies that are older than she is. She's still outshines.
Oh, she doesn't.
Outshines.
Your eyes are just getting very poor. So anyway, when we dated that whole fall, and he asked me to marry him, and I agreed. And so we figured out that Christmas Eve would be a good time to get engaged. So we drove up Parley's Canyon and parked somewhere. Where did we park? There by Suicide Rock. And he gave me the ring, and we came up here to the dance, and there were dozens of couples announcing.
Oh, really?
Not dozens, but several. And then we decided to get married in June. And school ended on, I think, June 6th, and our wedding was June 9th.
Sorry, backtrack. Where did you get married first? Like
In the
what?
Salt Lake Temple.
In the Salt Lake Temple. Okay.
That's the only place then.
Oh, that's true.
And then Alice had kind of a nice little dinner for the family at her house. But then we went on our honeymoon, and that was the first time I'd ever been to California.
I'll tell you about when I taught school 1 year, I had to pay into retirement. And by the end of that year, the school district, Salt Lake School District, did away with their retirement program and went into Medicare, or Social Security. And all the money that was there was thrown into Social Security. But we had the option of taking it out first.
Oh.
So I took my money out of that, and that's what we financed the
The honeymoon with?
was our retirement, our future retirement.
It was about a 10-day honeymoon, wasn't it?
Yeah, we went all over the city. I remember
got
taking some pictures at
Forest
Forest
Lawn.
Lawn and all those, you know.
What was funny about it was that we were dressed to the max. I mean, we were never in grubbies.
Yeah.
We were in our best
That's right.
clothes. And there's some fantastic pictures in those
Always
slides
dressed up.
of us in our red matching suits. They were cute too. So anyway, when we got home, we had to hustle around, and my mother was just frantic trying to get all this done. That's a big hall down there, and had all this decorating to do. And we didn't serve dinner or anything. We just served slush and cookies or something.
And danced.
And we danced.